So picture this. You walk into a training room ready to kick off day one of induction, but you open the door and your learners are an elephant, an eagle wearing a glass, a monkey, and an ostrich with its head buried in the floor. Well, don't worry, I'm not getting crazy here. These are real people, but they represent different learning styles. And the thing is that most of L&D professionals have faced some of those personalities before, if not all of them. They can derail the session, drain the energy, or test your patience sometime. But here's the truth. Difficult participants aren't problems to remove. They are signals to decode. So today in L&D Explained, we are learning from Bob Pike, the legend who literally wrote a book about this topic to master the art of turning resistance into engagement. Here is a golden rule from Bob Pike. People don't resist learning. They resist being taught at. Most difficult behaviors come from unmet needs. Some need recognition, others fear judgment, and some also crave credibility, and also those who seek respect. When you diagnose why, not just what, you shift from reaction to facilitation. So now let's decode those personalities, learn what they do best, and how to make those behaviors work for your benefits. First, the talkers. They dominate discussions and drain airtime. As we mentioned, they need recognition. So an uninitiated instructor would challenge that. But the best strategy here is to acknowledge their energy, then either use it or direct it. Something like, "Great point. Let's hear one more participant," and let learners engage with each other. If you see that the talker is directing their energy in an off-topic subject, then set time limits per contribution early. It creates boundaries without embarrassment. The silent observer. They avoid eye contact and rarely speak. Your strategy is to lower risk, raise invitation. Use smaller groups activities first, then invite reflection. For example, let's talk in pairs, then we will share a few insights. Silence isn't disengagement. Sometimes it's processing. Then the challenger. They question your credibility or the value of the content. Again, most uninitiated instructors would take that as a challenge, trying to prove themselves. But the focus of the energy here is on the wrong goal. Your main goal here, as Bob Pike mentioned it, to make the session participant-centered, instructor-led. Meaning that the ultimate objective is to deliver the knowledge, no matter how or where it came from, as long as it's structured and delivered efficiently. So your strategy in a situation like this is validate before responding. Something like, "Good question. Sounds like you've seen this in action before. What's been your experience?" This technique of turning challengers into co-explainers neutralizes resistance, setting both of you on the right side of the flow. Moving on to the know-it-all. They correct, interrupt, and sometimes over-explain. These participants, if came from real valid experience, could be your best co-facilitators, making learning flow much more interactive and multi-directional. Instead of depriving them from sharing their experience, you should give them purposeful airtime. Ask them to summarize key points later or lead a brief recap. Guide them to deliver the things you could, but you believe it would come better from a discussion rather than just direct lecturing. Remember, recognition dissolves defensiveness. So this is Bob Pike's timeless facilitation mantra. When you react, you lose control. When you respond, you regain it. Here are some tips for controlling those behaviors in class. First, don't take it personally. Behavior is feedback. It's not an attack. Second, stay curious. Ask questions to uncover intent. Keep them involved. Participation dissolves resistance faster than confrontation. Every behavior you redirect through activity, not authority, increases engagement. So remember, the best way to handle difficult participants is not to create them in the first place. Bob Pike says, when learners are active, they are less likely to be disruptive. That means setting clear norms early, starting the session with energy and purpose, vary learning methods every 8 to 10 minutes, make participation safe and expected from minute one, and don't forget, structure beats discipline. So, the most difficult participants often become your biggest advocates once they are seen, heard, and engaged. Because behind every challenge is a learner saying, I need this to matter to me. So, next time you meet resistance, remember Bob Pike's wisdom. Don't control the learners, design for them. Don't forget to follow me for more L&D insights. And don't forget also to leave in the comments, which type do you find the hardest to handle? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.